Hello, this is Arthur again, and today I have this beautiful 2008 CL550 Designo edition. Designo, I don't know how exactly is the correct term. It is mystic white with white interior. It is absolutely beautiful. I've worked on this car a few times before. I do have a couple of videos on it, like 2 years old maybe or so. I can link them down below. You guys can check it out. It's a very beautiful car. And it is here today for a few things. It does have 57,000 miles now, and it needs a service. It has a cracked window which I'm going to replace, and as well as possibly it'll get motor mounts and some oil leaks repaired. We'll see about that. The owner is still thinking about it. So all right, let me show you the window. The car is in very nice condition. Overall, it's very beautiful. It does have beautiful white interior with piano wood. It looks just very nice. Unfortunately, the rear driver's side window got cracked, and this happens sometimes on these windows. These are double glazed windows, and one of them sometimes for whatever reason will crack. It stays up, it doesn't break off because there's two windows basically in one, but it needs to be replaced. I do have a replacement window, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. To do that, I do need to remove the rear seats as well as this side panel, and I should be able to get to the window regulator and pull the window out. Okay, the window is in. I'll wipe it a little bit. Now let's close the door. Make sure they line up. Okay, that looks really good. Alright, window is done. Okay, the window has been replaced. You can see the outer window has a really ugly crack. Or it might be the inner one, I don't know. Can't tell which one. Maybe both. Either way. Now next I have to do oil filter housing on this car. To remove the oil filter housing and the cooler, I need to remove this plastic trim from here to remove the fan, and then they will give me access to the bolts and to the belt and stuff like that. I can get to the belt technically from here, but it's pretty tight, and I'd rather have a little bit more room to work around here. Alright, the fan is out of the way. First thing I need to do is I need to remove the belt. Then to do that I need to lock the tensioner in place. There's a little pin that goes in the tensioner once you release it, and it is a 17mm right here. It is anti-clockwise direction, and you kind of have to feel where the pin goes, then it gets locked. Alright. Okay, the belt is out of the way. There's one E10 I had to remove to be able to get the belt out. This hose got moved to the side. Now next I need to remove this connector that goes on the thermostat, because I need to remove the thermostat to access the bolts. And then I need to remove the tensioner, and then I should be able to start unbolting the oil filter housing. I removed this pulley as well. That way I have access to the thermostat bolts. These two E10s. Next I'm going to remove the thermostat. It's two E10s. I have something underneath to catch the coolant. Okay, the oil filter housing is held by few E12s. There's one that I think might be getting blocked by this bracket over here for the power steering pump, the ABC pump. I'm going to see if that will come off or what am I supposed to do for that. But for now, I'll take out these. Now for this last one that I can't access, I have a 3/8 ratcheting wrench, 12 point, and I'm going to loosen it up with that. I don't know if the bolt will come out or not, but I'm going to give it a try because I don't really want to mess with the ABC pump, but if I have to, I will. This feels like a short bolt, so it should come out. We'll see. And almost, but I don't really need it out all the way. I can pull this out. I should come out with it. There you go. Okay, the housing is out. I gotta clean up all this gasket material. Alright, as you can tell, this gasket is very flat and this has been leaking mostly from here, looks like, but usually both leak, so it's not like you can change one and leave the other. You gotta change both. Just to get this out, you have to remove this. Okay, let's take this out and let's see what's going on there. Alright, you can tell this gasket is pretty much gone as well. So I'm going to go get new gaskets and then clean all this up and then put it back on. Okay, I have the oil cooler and oil filter housing cleaned up. I have the new original gaskets. These old ones were very flat, that's why they were leaking and a bit dry, but looks like they've been replaced before, but obviously they went bad. So here's a new one, so I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna clean up on the engine as well and then start reassembling. Okay, I have the oil cooler and oil filter housing cleaned up. I have the new original gaskets. These old ones were very flat, that's why they were leaking, and a bit dry, but looks like they've been replaced before, but obviously they went bad. So here's a new one, so I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna clean up on the engine as well and then start reassembling. I'm going to install the oil filter housing. Before I do, I need to make sure I put thread sealant on the bolts, as these also go through the timing cover and can leak oil from here. If I don't do this, it is possible that it leaks oil. I need to make sure I put this bolt here already before I slide on the oil filter housing, or I won't be able to put the bolt in after without removing all this bracketry and stuff. So such. To make sure you connect this connector that goes on the thermostat. Just gonna clean it up a little bit. Next, I'm going to clean up this tensioner a little bit. It's pretty dirty. Okay, much better. If you're curious to know what I'm using to clean these oily bits, it's actually gas, 91 octane. Whenever I pump gas, I get some and then I use it in a spray bottle, and I use it on metal stuff like this. It cleans really well, much better than degreasers. Okay, let's install it. Next, I'm going to install the tensioner. I cleaned up the bolts as well. And make sure you put it in the right direction. Next I'm going to install this pulley. I put some thread locker on the bolt so it doesn't come loose. Okay, the belt is in as well. Next I can put in the fan. Next I can add oil and coolant and start the car, make sure everything's okay, and then I'll assemble the rest of the stuff. These cars, unlike many other modern cars, actually have a dipstick so you can check the oil level. I did put about 9 liters in here, 9 quarts, so it's right at full mark. I'm going to start it and then recheck it again after. I did put coolant in there as well. I'm gonna have it run for a while and then I'll recheck the coolant level. Okay, that sounds really good. I'm going to continue, put the rest of the stuff on, and then next I have to do motor mounts. Here I have new motor mounts and transmission mount as well, and I'm going to go ahead and replace them. To remove the motor mounts, I'm going to remove this air box to give me a little bit more room when I press the engine up from the bottom. It doesn't hit anything here. Plus it's pretty easy to remove. So I'm going to start from the transmission mount as the engine is a little bit hot, and I'm going to try to do this first, let it cool down. So your new mounts are in, as well as the transmission mount. This mount came off fairly easy. This one I had to unbolt the braking pinion and push it back and engine high enough where I can remove the rubber boot and slide this out. It was pretty tight, but it did come out. So, and a new one, I put it the same way back in. I removed the boot. I was able to squeeze it in and then put the boot on once it's there. Now let's look at the old mounts. So I replaced the motor mounts and the transmission mount, and it did get smoother, but I still could feel some vibration. And from experience, I know that also this pulsation dampener can cause similar type of vibration around 1500 RPM, kind of like grunting noise coming from the engine, and it is actually caused by the ABC pump dampener, which sits right on the ABC pump. And I replaced this one as well, and now the car is very smooth. Oh yeah, now it's very smooth. Alright, that's about it for this video. There was quite a bit of work to do on this beautiful CL550. If you like the video, please comment, like and subscribe. There are more videos to come. Thank you.